Greetings, hello, and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I'm ImperialJedi, it's episode number 12. And for today's episode, we are indeed embarking on the hills. And my goodness, this has been such a mental headache for me to try and get this all set up. I've tried a few times now to record an episode out of just getting some of the preliminary infrastructure in place. But my goodness, it just was like such a headache. And I kind of thought it was actually a little bit boring too. So I ended up scrapping the episode, and I kind of had something in my mind's eye, and I really wasn't quite like achieving it while building it on camera. So I just, I decided to do this off camera. This took me way more hours than I'm willing to admit, but I think the end result is awesome. I just couldn't quite get something like this, built while recording. I don't know, mentally distracted or something. I don't even know. But end result, I'm really happy with. I think it kind of incorporates a lot of the same curves and same kind of look that we have elsewhere in the city too. So just ties into that whole visual story. And it's a fun way to get up here. So we've got tram access from both sides. Just tram and road over here. Tram on its own over there. And then another road coming up through here, just kind of a wider one. Single lane, but still kind of nice looking with this little bridge too. And I was thinking what we could do is terraform a few little plateaus up through here. Maybe carve out a little bit of a valley kind of tunnel kind of thing through here. And we could start filling this up with some people. And then do some housing and whatnot along the side and tie it all together. My goodness gracious me, this gave me such a headache. I tried from like this side to make an episode, gave up, tried from that side, and I mean really what I was trying to do was as little to no terraforming as possible. But it's just too hard not to, so if you're on PlayStation or Xbox, I do apologize, I did try. But I'll give you guys some tips nonetheless. But anyway, before we jump into this, we actually need to drop down a power plant because we're just running out of electricity. Yeah, we're in the yellows. And goodness, whenever we see this part over here, I just get so frustrated. Because I really, we have a green city, we have a green city challenge, green city mentality, everything else is pretty green, then we have this horrible eyesore. But industry is a necessary evil, we just have to better plan it, and we need to do way more renewables and just get rid of these things, right? Holy smokes. Can we just do that right now really quickly? Of course we can. What's stopping us? Nothing. Let's do a solar updraft. Just for fun. And how much does that produce? That produces 240, and these guys I think are 40 each. Yes, they are. So we'll be able to remove these without any problem, and still have a power surplus. Excellent. I mean, not much, but it does help the cause a little bit, right? Push that back a little bit. All right, I feel better. And maybe replace this with a series of tall buildings. Help our industrial demand at the same time. Get some more money, because what we're about to do is going to be very expensive. All this terraforming. Okay. This one is done. Alright, wish me luck. Let's go in. So, my terraforming, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, I might be doing this a little bit backwards or whatever, but this is kind of the way I've learned it. So, what I like to do is I'm on the slope terrain. I'm on a medium brush. I've got maximum intensity right now for the brush strength, and what I'm going to do is right click, I'm going to set the height that way, and I'm going to hold down the left click and just kind of push. And that just pushes the terrain away, makes it all one even level, which is super easy for us to build on, especially parks, parking lots, those kind of things. And then what I'm going for, like I said, is just kind of like a little kind of valley in through here. And then when we fill up our soil, what we'll do is we'll start maybe leveling this out a little bit, and that gives us a chance to get some more, more roads in, maybe a little bit of infrastructure, maybe like a terminal or for buses or something cool like that, and a chance for some more houses too. And there are mods you can set just in the base game if you want to use unlimited soil, just in case this is not up your alley. I kind of like this because it's almost realistic, I want to say. Because, terraforming, you got to move the soil somewhere else, right? Okay. I don't know. I guess for me it's the little things sometimes about this game. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to set a little bit of a slope. So if you scroll all the way in, you can see the topographic lines. If you just right-click on any of those, it'll just set different heights for you. So again, my approach to terraforming, it might be a little bit unorthodox, but I kind of achieved what I want, I think, in the end, right? And then the smooth thing right here, a little soften brush. Now if we're running a road up through here, it's not too hectic. Just want to do like a bike lane or something too. cool. And we got more room for soil. But yeah, with this little valley, I just want to have like one little main road, and then maybe one or two side roads just kind of behind it. And I wouldn't actually be opposed to doing some high density zoning up here. I think it would be really cool to have like staggered skyline height. Let's fill this a bit more. But I think maybe my focus for the hills is going to be more houses. But we'll see what we can even get built up here. I think this is more than enough room. So yeah, if you don't have the money for the terraforming, you haven't saved up the credits or whatever, or if you're on the console and you're not able to terraform, my advice for when you're trying to build on the hillside here, like the number one thing really is just follow the contour lines. So if you're trying to find, you know, like a road that won't look too wavy-davy, just try and, yeah, follow where it's smooth. If you're going through a little bit of height like this, you can always tunnel, right? Just to kind of hide where it gets pretty crazy. If this maybe wants to work. Right, maybe this is not the best example, but... So hide some of that stuff underground, right? Where things are the craziest. Easy peasy. And I mean, the number one thing is don't go down like that. I mean, this just looks too silly, right? Instead, just take a slalom style approach, just like you would find in real life. So just follow the contour curves, maybe raise up like that, you know. And this is principally how I made the other side as well, just kind of this little approach. And if you're going at ground level, you can see this is another tip of mine too. If you're at ground level, things look kind of weird, right? Especially if you're going downhill, right? Instead, try just being one click up. So you just have a little bit of bridge height, if that makes any weird sense. Then when you do the same area again, it just looks a lot cleaner. You can even just, you know, adjust the pillars right as you go. So whatever you want. Something like this, you know. Whatever makes you happy. That's actually kind of fun. But yeah, just number one thing, follow the contour lines. Don't go vertical, that's too silly. And slaloms, that's always nice. And tunnels are your friend. Okay, worry about this when we get a little bit more of this infrastructure up here built. And we actually had some suggestions come in earlier in this series to implement some cable cars. And I think it'd be really cool to get people up and down to here with some cable cars. Oh, and this area just got a slight little change last episode. I don't need to be on 3-speed. So I just changed some of these buildings around, and yeah, I just rerouted, I think, 1 or 2 tram lines. So I just changed some of the tracks around. Made people stop here. I think the area looks a little bit cleaner, and I think the routing was a lot smarter too. But yeah, we'll have like put that right over here. Already have that in mind, see? Put that right there. People can walk to their tram or walk to their bus, and they can just, yeah, take a cable car up to what would be like a little city center type thing right here. And actually, what we can do is we can level this out as well. Too much soil. And then maybe what we can have is the bus and the tram turnaround spot right there. We were talking about maybe having some infrastructure in behind here, but maybe up here's a little bit better. So maybe we'll tunnel through this portion, just for the difference in the height here, and then we'll get a lot of people using this road, which is why it's a little bit wider. And then I think what we'll have to do to justify the double lane road like that without running into problems of the AI only using 1 lane, let's go like this as well. That way when you're going up the street, if you're going to go straight, you'll be in the left lane. If you're going to turn right, you'll be in the right lane. And that's reflected in the lane arrows right there. I was like signal arms, but no, signal arms are for trains. That's not what that is. Those are lane arrows. And so, I mean, this is kind of a boring, just straight line, but what more do you need, right? Unless we're doing a little stop right here. And then the next one will be, oh yeah, why not? Why the heck not? And then the terminal can be over here where the trams are, hypothetically. Tram/buses. And this is going to be tunnel. Oh yes, okay. Now I wasn't originally planning on having the trams go the whole way through, even when I made that decision to have the tram thing here. But now me suddenly doing this, I think I like the idea of a tram kind of running through the hillside. Coming on down over here or something like that. I think I'm probably jumping ahead of myself here when I say this, but when we redo all of this, maybe we can run a rail corridor and like a tram corridor, or even like a monorail through here. Because we definitely have to get monorails in the city. I mean, what's more green and futuristic than monorails, right? And we can indeed buy another tile, so we could, in fact, buy that right now, but... Oh my goodness, so much to do. Let's focus on one project at a time here, please. Alright, let's try running a road. And let's try having the tram next to it. And let's try and line up somewhat with the city again over here. Not that we really need to, but just I think it'll look nice on the old eyeballs here. I just ran this up here just so that I can get something that's in line with it. That's actually not how the road's gonna go. It's just this way I get that, right? That's what I'm after. To be honest, that really wasn't all that bad of a slope right there, so I got a little bit of regret the second I started deleting it, but whatever. Okay, so I essentially want that, I believe. Yep. No reason why this can't have bike lanes. We talked about bike lanes coming through this way, so somewhere for them to link up. And let's be honest, if you like lived over here in the hills and you worked over here in the hills and it's nice and flat, you're totally riding your bike on a nice day. Why even deal with car traffic, right? A little bit further with that, yes. Hills okay? Nice. Alright, trams coming through. Why don't we place it up here first? Alright, let's think what we want here. I do want to be able to zone off this. I was thinking of having another road come through, but there's not necessarily a lot of room for that just over here unless we terraform a bit more. But it would be kind of cool for the trams to kind of act like a little sidewalk walkway thing, kind of for the back part of the buildings. Let's bring a little bit of these down, just so they don't seem as dramatic. I think I might have made that a little bit too narrow, but I kind of like how that looks, so let's see if we can work with it. So if we just come across like that, oh yes, that works for me. And then if we think skinny, just for this little spot right here, yep. And this can just be a whole bunch of trees and stuff. And then there's still enough room, if we wanted to have like a little dirt path or something like that right next to it too. And then trees, that'd be kind of fun. And so this can go wide again. Oh yeah. I guess that's okay like that. I didn't round the edges on this, so why round the edges on that? Do I want the rounded edges? It's a tough question to answer. I think I'm okay without them though. And 585. Yep, that looks nice. And I think we can do the same thing again over here, just kind of think skinny. We just go right alongside. Oh, bonus points. We're actually right alongside. Not even room for the pathway like that. I like this a lot. What we can do now is maybe we can have some fun with this, right? I think there's probably enough room for us to upgrade this into a really cool, neat interchange and have this come as like a bridge and not really interfere. I don't want to give away what I want to do with this yet, but it'll be fun. And then this can hop up and over the highway, link up with our tram corridor over here. We can even upgrade this, and we just get a little bit more interconnectivity through the whole city here. And just like that, public transit is taken over. Of course, we got a roadblock right here, but that's okay. We're just setting ourselves up for later on, right? So, with our tram in mind, I don't want it to be too steep. So we may have to terraform slightly. Same kind of technique I was doing before, where we just push some of the soil back. And then maybe at like one point, we'll just have like a tunnel to kind of cover the rest of the slope or whatever. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's try it.
Welcome back.
Not too bad. Not actually all that bad. Not too steep. This part looks a little bit weird, but maybe we can try rounding this, get lucky one time here. Yeah, I like that a lot better. I think we're going to keep it, yep. And then that's too steep, but what if we do the tunnel right here, right? Have these guys link up. I think the same idea of maybe rounding that edge just ever so gently. There. A little bit of trial and error to get that to work, but I think that's a nice end result. And you'll notice I'm trying to just delete and then redo segments in an effort to get a smoother a bit of terraforming out of it. But not much luck. Okay, well at some point we're doing the tunnel, so why don't we just start it right there. And I want these two to essentially converge, so let's push them back just a little bit. And we'll have the the tunnel just come out like this. It's a super sharp bend, and it's probably very steep, but it is underground, so let's pretend it's not that horrifying. Not that it's that bad, but you know what I mean. It will look a little bit steep visually for the trams to come out, but I think we're gonna keep this. Oh, that's kind of cool. Let's try that a little bit further back though, so we don't end up with that warping, and maybe it'll make the slope not look as crazy too. So let's try that out. Easier said than done. Oh yeah, there we go. And now I think to get rid of this, I may have to either do this, right? Just a little itsy bitsy bit of dirt road like that, or if we have a street go out the other way, that might be enough to, not quite. Still a little bit of a gap right there. Now, I mean, visually it looks weird, but my other fear too is that the streetcars or whatever might take some weird kind of a dip, make it seem like they're on a jump or something. So why don't we instead change our tactic? Let's line up with this one over here. Why are we not getting that guideline? And we'll have the brake happen differently, so the streetcar will continue going straight, and the road will not. Let's try this. Beauty. Now, hopefully this is as simple as I was just saying. think one of these has to be bent. I think that's kind of the limitation here. Oops. It's a shame we can't have that going in completely straight, but not the end of the world. Maybe we can over-exaggerate the bend. And then if we bring another road out through here, I think we're going to be, we'll be okay with this. Or maybe even this stretch can just be, yeah, that's cool. That's actually kind of fun. I like this a lot. Cool, cool thought here. Okay, let's get some services up here, and then see if we can get some people living here before the episode's up. This is pretty cool so far. I still have this tunnel. Let's terraform that back just a little bit. Get rid of some soil. Where's our valley? And let's push a bit of this back too, just so it looks a bit more more natural. And then hopefully just smooth this all out. Okay. Following the lines we just built. I want to get some houses up here. I think that's the way to do it. Now, just in general, I don't really like doing dead-end streets, but I think I'm going to have a few just up here. And in case you guys are curious as to why, because I don't really ever explain why, I just think it looks a little bit odd when the vehicles come and just do that weird U-turn. They don't really, like, I wish I could go into a driveway or do like a 3-point turn or something like that, right? But no. So what I'll sometimes do, even at the end of the street, is just like a little something like that, right? Fake cul-de-sac style. That doesn't really look nice. We're not going to do it, but similar to what we had made just over there, right? I think the mechanics look a little bit nicer of the cars driving through that. I'm not going to keep this. I just wanted something to line up with, but I think I'm going to do that instead. So over here, I kind of envision just a little bit of housing. So maybe we can toss in an elementary school on this end, and then we can have the high school on the other end where the density is a little bit higher. Well, I think realistically need an elementary school on both sides, but just to get it started at least. Can that go straight? Yes, it can. Sort of. All right, not too shabby. Maybe just a few more dead-end arms here. Yeah, honestly, that's not too bad. And then over here, let's have another road just follow behind. It's a shame we can't make this like a skinnier road than this, but totally no worries. And I think if we had made that into like an avenue, it'd be way too wide, so I am totally fine with this little choice we got here. Let's see how that looks. If it's really scary, we're gonna re-terraform. Oh my gosh. Avert your eyes. Just a little bit of soil. Help me, help me. Good, okay, good. Nice. Now, do these line up? They do not. That's better. It helps, I think it makes it look cleaner. Helps with the lines, though. And we'll connect those two up. And then I think this one should just be the 2-laner, if we can get, yeah. Now that's obviously not going to stay a double traffic light, oh my goodness. Instead, let's have stop sign for, let's say this direction coming in. And for this way too, so that priority will be people driving inbound. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. This is actually pretty darn cool looking. I like this a lot. So I think what we'll do is the little transit bay and everything in the next episode, and we'll tie in some more of the public transit just in general. And I think we'll save the cable cars for then too. Or let's just link those up. It's not like it takes any real effort. Okay, so that one from here. Just so it doesn't look too steep. Not that that's like impossible to do. Let's move this now. That's not quite what I want. Too bad this can't be on like a... Actually, it probably can be, what am I saying? No more excuses. Just results. Because you can't cut 90 degrees with these. That's the only thing that's kind of odd. Oh, that's not bad. That's not too bad at all. All right. That is kind of cool. So these will just start on their own automatically. We don't have to do any lines for them. They may not start though, however, until I put some... Oh, never mind. Until we put some power down, but I spoke too soon. All right, let's get our pipes through here. Drop down the rest of our services. And just because our demand, it's so minimal, we actually may not even get any residents moving in right now. Not sure why that's giving us problems, but we don't need pipes under the hill anyway, so this is fine. That's another instance of that. Oh, I guess it's a slope issue. What's funny, and I'm not going to do it now because we don't have the time for it, but what's funny is if you have the pipes go through a hill like this, and then you get rid of the hill afterwards, technically the pipes are still in that shape. You won't see them when you're above ground, but if you want just a little bit of silliness, you can do that. All right, services, here we come. So elementary school, we said we would drop one over here. Oh, it fits beautifully right there. Nice. As suspected, we'll definitely need another one over here, so put that down. In the form of a community school, maybe over here. High school is going over here too. Yeah, sure, a little education alley right here. And probably a park or the basketball court just behind these. Little plaza here. Unless that looks like terrifying because of the issues with the high... Oh, okay, it's not so bad. It's not great, but it's not so bad. Keep it. You just keep it. Okay, so just a little bit of power. Maybe tie that in with the bridge. Let's do our darndest to line that up with the with this thing. But I get no help. No arms coming up, or no little daughters. That's okay. And I think if we just maybe zone a little bit commercial off this, that'll help with the power spreading. But I don't know if that's really how it's going to remain, but just to get us going. All right, a little bit of office zoning up here. We did want some tall buildings, so let's get that going. And services, we've got to finish those, of course. I think a police station just somewhere smack in the middle should be a-okay. And then maybe 2 fire stations, one on each end. Yeah, I like that. Some healthcare. Maybe a sauna too. I haven't actually, I don't think put one of those in the whole city just yet. Have we? I think we have one maybe. I take that back. Either way. Okay, so a little more zoning. Power, I don't think is going to make it completely over here unless we zone. Because I don't really want to overwhelm this with power lines. So let's do that. Some walking paths still. And then just a chance for some trees in between there, right? It's kind of the game plan for that. Oh, that's cool. Hopefully people use that too. Neat. Alright, depth care.
You're listening to the classics. The home of music that looks as good on paper.
Not a lot of room for this, and this definitely takes up a lot of space. If we drop it down here, it's kind of stuck where it is because we're not going to be able to move it once we start filling up with people, so we got to commit to it. I think we will. I think we're going to keep that there. We'll maybe leave it as a little park space. All right. Chance for some residents here before time is up, even though it's quickly evaporating. And like I said, we'll just continue with this in the next episode. Dealing more with the transit side of operations up here, but moving nonetheless. All right, how did power go? Oh, not quite. Oh, well, there's your problem. Yeah, I don't think demand is just high enough to get this to go. Yep. Oh well. All right, well, my friends, I think what we're gonna do is I think we're gonna call it an episode here. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. I don't wanna talk about how long it took for this episode to come out, but you know, IRL stuff happens, and just building in the hills. This was challenging. I won't lie to you. But we're back at it, and expect some more content, of course, soon. And this is fun. I like the way this turned out. So you guys let me know your suggestion, and yeah, drop me some thoughts on transit and whatnot for how we're gonna tie this in. And just overall, let me know your thoughts on this too, with our whole little idea of an expansion here and bringing trams through. All right. Oh, for goodness sakes. Well, wouldn't it be an episode without it, right? Oh boy. Well, I guess on that we'll yeah, we'll call it here. Oh goodness, as it gets worse. All right, my friends, have yourself a great rest of the day, and as always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Drop me a comment, and it's great to be back. Hope you're having a great day. Better than the fire.